Y'all ever watch the movie Osmosis Jones? This one's kind of like that, but like the exact opposite.
It's not Osmosis Jones.
Have you seen Osmosis Jones?
Way back.
Yeah, it's like a detective movie inside the body.
Long before Will Smith slapped Chris Rock.
Yeah. Were they both in that movie? I think it was just Chris Rock.
No,
it'd be really funny if they both were.
That's true. You know what I was thinking? I was thinking about that fish one. Will Smith.
Flushed away.
No, not that one.
No, he's a rat in that. Someone's a rat.
Yeah, he's.
You're talking about Shark Tale.
Shark Tale. There we go.
Well, this is Inside Out too.
Yeah, it's animated just like the other ones.
It's exactly like the other ones, but if you like changed the plot and the characters and the theme.
If you don't change the plot and the characters and the theme, then you're watching the sequel to Inside Out, which is what Inside Out is.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah.
Because it's the same characters with the new ones, and it's roughly the same thing, in my opinion. I don't know if you have different
I think you're about right on that, yeah. I would agree.
Yeah, still pretty good, though.
Oh, yeah. No, I had a good time.
Did you? How good of a time did you have?
We'll get to it out of 10.
Okay, sounds good.
So
when that time comes.
Yeah. So this is a Disney Pixar movie, with basically the same cast as last time, but this time they have Maya Hawke in it, Ethan Hawke's daughter.
Yeah, we know Ethan Hawke.
Mm-hmm. Personally,
we did a review on one of his movies with Denzel Washington.
Yeah,
called Training Day.
Yeah. So imagine it's Training Day, but instead of Ethan Hawke, it's his daughter, and she's anxious, and that's kind of. I'm kind of cooking up something here.
I mean, I don't know.
It's her first day on the job.
Yeah. Training Day was a very anxious movie.
And
I think this
movie doesn't go as planned.
Yeah, this movie has a lot of feelings in it, just like Training Day. Makes you feel a wide array of emotions.
We're getting all of the new people who are watching, and they're completely isolated from anything that we're saying right now because we're referencing other things that we've done already.
What? So, I forgot to introduce us. For the new people. Yeah,
this is a long intro then.
Yeah. So, if this is your first time, which it may be, if it's not, then you know who we are. But there's full-time movie fans. I am host Jarvis. This is host Michael, or second host, kind of like second breakfast. Arguably the
second
better one.
Host. Better than the most.
Yeah, better than first breakfast.
What's the second verse? Second verse same as the first. There we go. Second host same as the toast.
But yeah, so obviously what we do is just super casual. We want to hang out, talk about movies that we like and what we didn't like. So casual. Full-time movie fans is casual movie reviews, I would say, equals. Full-time FTMF equals casual reviews. And today we're doing Inside Out 2. Yeah. Which we both saw within the last couple of days.
Yep. As we typically do. This one's just,
This one's a newer. This is probably our first review that's
like same weekend it came out.
Yeah.
Did it come out this weekend?
It was out last weekend.
We're pretty close. I'll count it.
Yeah, me too. I'll count it. So Pixar, known for some bangers as it comes to movies. I think the magic has died off a little bit. Would you say
it's just
some
kind
of the last ones haven't hit as
people have kind of figured out the Pixar formula and have been making memes about it, and I feel like it demystifies a lot of the movies.
Yeah,
I feel like their hit to miss ratios is pretty on average, but
it's much better than like
a Marvel right now.
Well, yeah, I mean,
better than Disney itself right now.
I was gonna say M. Night Shyamalan.
His mostly misses,
and maybe even Christopher Nolan's.
Yeah.
So
Christopher Nolan's got that weird 50-50 thing going on.
Yeah. It's about what his next movie does, right?
Right. Yeah.
Either way.
Yeah.
But
that's actually what his next movie is about. Is some weird 50-50 something. I'm calling it now. I'm calling it right now.
Yeah. So, but Pixar has been, for the most part, you could almost count on them for putting out a good movie. I think one thing that's always been interesting to me is like how Disney treats Pixar, because Pixar grew from within Disney. Disney was I'm the one bringing a little bit of history here. I'm sure you're aware of all this because you've seen the Pixar documentary.
Yeah, I know everything there's to know about Pixar.
Yeah. So you haven't. So Pixar grew within Disney when computer animation was just
Yeah, it
starting.
was like a CGI department.
Yeah, and Pixar, all the people working on Pixar were just like, oh man, this is great. This is the next big thing. A lot of the older animators that did hand-drawn stuff were a little bit threatened by the new stuff, which I guess that's just a common theme, right?
Yeah.
And just in life, like the newer things, people get scared that the newer things that are coming are going to take over and they're going to lose their jobs. Like soon it'll be the robots doing our jobs. And
yeah.
We're out of work.
AI podcasting.
Yeah, I know. It'll just be those emoji heads of us.
Like the Emoji Movie.
Yeah.
Dibs on Jailbreak.
Except better. And so they kind of like ostracized them and kicked them out and said, no, don't do that. They left into their own thing. Became a huge company.
Succeeded.
It became a huge company that Steve Jobs, when he was alive, invested in. Became a big old thing because of Toy Story 1, 2, and their other movies, which we all know and love. I'm not going to list them all because there's too many. They're so good.
You got Cars. You got Cars 2. You got Planes.
Monsters, Inc.
You got Monsters University.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I ever saw that one, to be honest with you. Those are one of the ones that did not interest me at all. But Finding Nemo's classic, so...
Finding Dory.
Yeah, I did watch that one. It was still pretty good.
Toy Story.
Very good, actually.
Toy Story.
Yep.
Toy Story 2. Toy Story 3.
So many stories about toys.
Toy Story 4.
Yeah. Hopefully there's not a fifth one. I think I'm a little bit Marvel Universe out on that one. This okay. You're doing too much. Too much.
One of the other cool things about Pixar is that it was a testament to a rule in making any art, which is to not make things based off of like what you wish you could do. Like I can't go out and write a story that will require like a $5 million budget or something. I don't have $5 million,
Yeah.
But they said, hey, we got this CGI. It's really new. It's really like not super advanced, but what it does do is it makes like things that look like toys look real.
Which was their first movie, which is
Toy Story. So they made the movie based off of their limitations, not the other way around. And that's a good testament to how that works.
Changed the world. It was such a huge movie. And it really opened people's imaginations. Like Toy Story will always be one of those movies that it's a fake movie, but it makes you even think like sometimes as a rational person, like if I do leave the room, do the toys come to life? You know what I'm saying?
It's a fun little gimmick.
Yeah, it challenges your imagination, which is good. I think Pixar does that well. And then what I was going to say was after they became worth a lot of money, then Disney was like, oh no, we messed up. We had them for free, and then they had to buy them. So classic Disney. And then even recently, I think I feel like they're still kind of downplaying Pixar because I think some of the last Pixar movies were just released on Disney Plus. Yeah. And then the Disney movies actually got theatrical releases. Mm-hmm. Like, was it Red?
Yes.
Was it?
I didn't see that one.
Disney Plus. Sounds actually pretty good. You should watch it. So, did you see it?
Yeah.
It's very good. But we're here to talk about Inside Out 2.
Yeah, it's like Inside Out, but a second one.
Yes, which is one of their more successful movies that they were like, hey, let's make a sequel.
Oh yeah, no, it's crushing box office right now.
So good.
It is absolutely crushing the box office right now.
What's going on at the box office right now?
Well, I don't know the numbers as of like this weekend, but it was a $200 million movie, and it's opening in the U.S. and Canada. Got $154 million back.
That's good.
Which is pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Gross worldwide currently, it says $500 million. So it's doubled its money two and a half times.
Yeah, which it's gonna keep.
Oh yeah, it's gonna keep doing that. It was very obviously a good investment for them, and unfortunately, I think that's grounds for a third movie.
Yeah, we'll see what they can do because I
Yeah.
think Pixar, just like Marvel, is kind of running out of ideas a little bit.
Yeah.
Because all they do is they just anthropomorphize everything,
Mm-hmm.
and now
Well,
I felt like with the first Inside Out, I was like, really? So feelings have feelings now?
Yeah,
Like, I was
that's the Pixar formula for anybody who's not up to date on the meme is what if blank had feelings? Or what if blank had blank, but it's usually feelings.
Yeah.
It's like, what if fish had feelings? What
Yeah.
if toys had feelings?
They still managed to pull it off, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because even Soul, I was kind of like, okay. I feel like you're getting into your...
What
to
if
the end of
souls
your
had feelings?
Yeah, your creative roles. Soul, I mean, depending on what you believe about souls, you know what I mean? Like,
What if
it is
elements
who you
had
are.
feelings?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what if cars had feelings? That's a good one. That was a great idea. Whoever did that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what are your impressions in this movie? Would you recommend it to people?
I would.
Great.
To put it
Next
simply.
podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go into the next. This is our that was our podcast on Inside Out 2. Now we're
Yeah.
gonna start our second one.
That was our quick one.
right now.
I think that
It's part of
what
our
you
new
said
thing,
before is
quickie
pretty good.
reviews.
Oh, you.
Oh,
No.
sorry.
I think that you put it best before we started recording is if you like Inside Out 1, it's the same movie, just a little bit different.
Yeah, it's
It's same morals, same like lesson, same basic structure for the story too.
Yep.
It's just it's the same thing but different, and it works.
if it ain't
and it's
broke,
good.
don't fix it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And that works for Disney sometimes.
Yeah,
So,
it does.
except for maybe some of the live actions, I know those have kind of been.
I don't know. They're making a Lion King live action 2, the Mufasa movie.
Oh yeah, that's.
But I mean, we're like 10, 15 years before Inside Out gets a live action version, so I wouldn't worry about that right now. But I liked the movie. The theater that we were in was absolutely packed, and every joke apparently hit, whether it was a joke or not. We were right next to some teenagers. Right in front of us were a bunch of adults, and then like some kids like way far over in the corner.
Yeah, I think I watched it on I watched it this past Friday, and I watched it at 11 a.m. and it was still pretty packed.
That's
And there were lots of
which is
kids.
not usual for movies right now.
Yeah,
Which is sometimes you go to the theaters and you're like, yeah, this industry's dying, isn't it? And then sometimes you go and you're like, man, why can't I come when it's slower?
yeah. It felt to me, to be honest with you, it felt weirder going into this movie by myself as a grown man
Yeah,
than when I went into the Barbie movie.
that's
So
kind of fun. That's
I
kind
don't
of a
know.
fun thing to think about.
Yeah, but I mean, yes, Inside Out 2 hits the same beats, for the most part. I mean, we've got the same characters.
It feels bar for bar almost.
Yeah, we've got Joy, who is played by Amy Poehler. We've got
Keep going, buddy. I'm gonna see how many you can
dude.
get.
That's the only one I got. Mindy Kaling, isn't she the one that plays Disgust? And then
No.
Lewis Black. Lewis Black plays Anger.
Yeah, you got
Fear,
that
I'm
one.
not sure about him. And then I remember, I don't know her name, but Sadness is played by Phyllis from The Office. Pretty sure, right?
All right, so we got Amy Poehler's Joy. You got that one correct.
Yeah. And Lewis Black.
We got Lewis Black as Anger. You also got that one. We got Liza Lapira as Disgust.
Oh, never mind.
We got Maya Hawke as Anxiety, as we've talked about. We got Kensington Talman as Riley. I think that's the same as last time. Yes, that's the same as last time. Tony Hale as Fear. Phyllis Smith as Sadness, which you are
I
correct.
love Tony Hale.
Ayo Edebiri as Envy.
Mm.
She's great. She's really good. She's in a lot of stuff right now, like The Bear. If you haven't watched The Bear, you should. If you haven't watched The Bear, you should. Season 3 is coming out in like a week, and I'm so excited for it. But this isn't about the bear. And then we got a bunch of other people doing other stuff. And then we have Paul Walter Hauser as Embarrassment. I feel like we're missing a couple. June Squibb
Nostalgia.
as Nostalgia.
Yeah.
And for some reason, we don't have Ennui on here or Embarrassment. Oh, no, we had Embarrassment. We didn't have Ennui.
Sadness.
I got Sadness. Sadness is Phyllis Smith.
Mm.
So yeah, it's an alright cast.
Yeah.
They did a good job.
Yeah.
I have no idea who Ennui was. I also feel like that one was a bit phoned in as a character, like just thrown in there. Wasn't as put together as the other emotions were.
And we think that it's a pretty decent movie that you should give a shot. No, come on. It wasn't that bad of a joke. Okay. Well, it looks like it's just you and me today.
I wouldn't do that to y'all.
I joked him away.
I wouldn't do that to y'all.
He didn't like my pun on her name.
So let's get down to this breakdown of this story, huh?
Yeah. It's about that time.
Yeah.
We're hitting our mark.
Yeah. So Riley exists, and she's still playing hockey.
Yeah, isn't it just like a few years later? Or something
Yeah,
like
she's
that?
going from middle school to high school, so it's like 2 or 3 years later.
Mm-hmm.
I think that she was moving like right on the cusp of middle school or something like that in the first one. So now she's playing hockey. She's got good close friends, making a lot of memories. There's this new thing in the emotions bank called the core beliefs.
Yeah, she's getting to that age.
Yeah, where she creates memories of herself and uses them to create personal beliefs of who she is. And at the beginning of the movie, she fully believes that she's a good person, which is
Misguided.
nice. Yeah, it's misguided.
But I mean, it's good.
Much like the first movie, I remember going into the first movie and being like, I don't know if this is a good idea, and that's usually the point of the movie, and it is in this one too. Spoilers. Shit.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
She wasn't thinking about how she stole from her parents and tried to run away.
Yeah.
When she was calling herself a good person, she just
just
about
core
that.
believes she is a good person, which I feel like tracks for a kid is they like firmly believe that they're just a good person.
We all like to think that we're good people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even the bad ones.
Yeah.
Think that they're good people.
So Riley does a good job at their middle school championship, and her and her friends get scouted for the high school. The high school team is invited to this camp, to which they're all going to go to. And the day that the camp starts is the day that puberty hits for Riley. This construction crew comes in to the console room and just kind of tear everything up. And they make space for the new emotions that are going to be there. And it catches everybody off guard. And that's when we get Maya Hawke anxiety and envy and embarrassment and ennui, which is just boredom. It's like can't be bothered kind of boredom. So they come in, and Joy wrestles for control like she always does, which also feels very on par. And anxiety's like, this is a new world that we're stepping into, and Riley's life has more complex things that require more complex emotions. And so anxiety tries to take over.
Yeah. I was going to say, I think that Joy, you could tell, they didn't forget about her growth from the first movie, where she was a little bit more accepting of sadness and feeling a little more balanced in that not all of her core memories have to be good and happy. They can be sad. That's part of being alive and being a person.
Yeah.
And some of those change you for the good, in good ways, just learning lessons from bad experiences, sadness,
but she obviously didn't learn enough because the core beliefs are all happy memories.
Yeah, I think she's.
Oh, and I missed an important thing: is she created a little device to toss the bad ones away, shove them to the back of the mind.
Yeah, she still has some growing to do, but I noticed that a lot of the memories, the newer ones,
they're very mixed. Yeah,
they have sadness and joy and some of the other things kind of mixed in there, which is good.
Again, very
showing
good
balance. Just like the way the Force should be. Balanced.
Yeah, balance.
Within the person, not,
as we've discussed.
not separately in two factions, but balanced within the person.
Yeah.
But anyways, that was a different one, which I think technically...
Inside Out 2 does a really good job of doing what I thought the Rise of Skywalker was doing.
Should have done.
Yeah.
Well, should have done, yeah.
Yeah. If you want to go back to that one. Actually, that one's going to come out after this one. So.
After this one, yeah. We recorded it before.
So spoilers on that review for us. That's what we're talking. We talk about that a lot. Anyways, so Riley goes to this camp. She's got very conflicting emotions now, like any good adolescent does.
Or normal adolescent.
Yeah. She learns that her friends are going to go to a different school than her, and so it comes up with this conflicting, like, do I stay and hang out with my friends, or do I make a good impression and make new friends before I go off to high school? Well, what do I do?
Can I say it was kind of... Can I say this in this review? Kind of a dick move on her friend's parts by not telling her sooner that, like, they were going to a different high school than her, and then it just came out on the trip. Like, that was kind of...
Are you telling me that teenagers can be dicks? No.
Yes, everybody can be.
That's like against everything this movie was trying to talk about.
Yeah, but I mean, I just wanted to point that out because, like...
Yeah. No, that was a bad movie.
Like,
yeah, it would ruin my weekend for sure.
Oh, yeah, and she had to... And that's the worst part, is that she had to figure it out. It's so funny that disgust is the one that is so observant to notice that in both of them. It's like...
Zoom in on that.
Yeah, it's like, wait, something's off with her face.
It's both of their disgust.
Like, what are you talking about? Yeah, both the disgust were just like, something's off with her, she's lying. And then the other disgust is like, oh no, look at her face, she knows we're lying.
Yeah.
So...
It is very funny. And then, so Riley goes and she tries to make good impressions, and of course, joy and anxiety are fighting it out, and it causes problems.
Anxiety is the joy of Inside Out 2.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Anxiety has
Joy's character arc.
Well,
in the second one. Just being
they kind of like push it forward. Yeah, she's just overly controlling and pushy about what she wants.
What joy.
Yeah, I don't think anxiety gets a good character development. I think anxiety just gets the like very brief. Okay, I was wrong, and then moves back into working with everybody.
And then Joy has to fix everything.
Yeah,
by giving her a little spot to calm down in.
Yeah,
tea and I don't know what else.
It's good.
Comfy chair.
The comfy chair is important. So anxiety gets kind of fed up with Joy and the rest of them, and decide to bottle them up and ship them out of there.
Hey, bottling up your emotions is never a good idea.
Yeah,
I
did say that. I did say it to Sybil while we were watching the movie. That two things probably would have solved this really easily. It's therapy and Lexapro. Either one of those.
This is not a sponsored video.
No, I don't like medication. I don't take it. I do therapy though. Therapy is important. Get a therapist. It might help out. They got comfy chairs, just like anxiety gets at the end of this movie.
Yeah, you're not too good for therapy.
No, you're not too good for therapy. Therapy is also not for broken people. It's like getting a car tune up. It's like you need to get your oil changed, but as a person.
You need to get your inside tuned up.
Yeah. You need to get your insides out. Too. Thank you.
That was good. That was good.
The little rib
Put in
shot.
the comments if you like that one.
Yeah. Rate the jokes. Tell us how many are hits and how many are misses.
Was that joke better than my pun and we joke?
Awful pun.
Okay.
Where am I in the story?
The more awful a pun, the better the pun, right? Isn't that a paradox? It's kind of like dad jokes. The more awful it is, the more better it is.
Yeah. The bigger the groan, the better the pun.
Yeah.
So Riley ends up going against her core beliefs, and the reason why she does that is because anxiety, before she ships them off, takes the core beliefs little trophy talisman thing and shoots it off into the back of the mind, just like all the other bad memories.
If Joy wasn't still
Joy usually is the one who causes the problems that need to be solved, but that's,
yeah, they get bottled up.
I don't know if that's...
does
Joy usually cause all of our problems internally? Put in the comments. So...
It's about balance.
So
about
the emotions, the regular ones, joy, fear, anger, disgust, they gotta find their way back. Sadness, gotta find their way back to central. But as they're like escaping the whatever, there's like little bit characters like Riley's deep dark secret stuff that show up.
We never figured out what that was.
You didn't stay to the end credits?
Did I? I think I missed it.
There was an end credit scene.
Oh my gosh, shame on me.
There's an end credit scene. Haven't you learned? Haven't you learned from Marvel? You always stay.
I guess I'll learn by this review what it was.
Yeah,
Hopefully
maybe.
you'll tell me.
Maybe I'll tell you. Put in the comments.
So, and then of course the one video game character.
Yeah, that Riley
is
attracted to, and Disgust is also attracted to.
Yeah, just so in love with.
Yeah, they escape out of the.
What was what's the other guy? The cartoon one.
Oh, Bluefy.
Yeah, with the little bag.
Yeah.
Playing on Blue's Clues.
Yeah, which was all very, very fun. It was very well animated. All of those characters were, because they're like in their actual art style.
Yeah.
Which is neat. I always like when they break the boundaries of things, like Roger Rabbit. Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Yes.
Are you aware of that one?
So good.
Your brain looked like
good.
it broke for a moment.
No. I wanted
Space Jam.
I wanted you to question me whether or not I'd seen it. Of course I've seen it, Michael.
Okay, great. Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
It's so good. It's
still up there.
So good today.
It's still definitely one of the best ones.
Yeah,
it's very good. Very well done. So Riley, in the real world, Riley's making friends in middle school, high school friends.
Yeah.
And they keep on teasing her a lot.
Well, yeah.
Make her
her friends
doubt herself.
Yeah, her friends, when she found out that they were leaving, anxiety kind of was
figure it out.
Well, we need to stop investing in them.
Yeah, we got to think about our future.
Future, which is the high schoolers. Mm-hmm. So that kind of is a main.
Yeah, it's a main theme. That anxiety thinks for the future, not for the right now.
Yeah, which
is kind of true. And the movie, I think, at the end does a really good point of not saying like anxiety is a bad thing. It's that anxiety is supposed to think about the future for what the future should be thought about, not about the like cataclysmic whatever things that are going to happen.
Everything has its time and place, and should be balanced.
Yeah. And anxiety should have a little comfy chair and some tea,
and not be in control of everything.
Definitely not in control of everything.
So
which is what we've learned from this movie.
Yeah. So Riley's hanging out with the high schoolers.
Yeah,
she thinks,
and she keeps on changing who she is as a person just to try to impress them and move forward with her life. And at the same time, anxiety's taking all of these new memories of anxious things that she's doing and is throwing them into the pool for a new core belief system.
Yeah, and I want to make a point of real life, just expression about anxiety. You noticed in the movie, and I think this is true for real life, which I think they did a good job of portraying, is that if you let fear and or anxiety kind of control your actions, it will likely compromise your morals in order to do so.
Yeah.
I think that when we make decisions based on fear, it causes a lot more damage than we expect, and collateral damage as well in our lives. Because, I mean, man, I'll just throw out an example. Like someone who is extremely insecure and jealous, you will hurt that relationship more than you will help it if that's what drives your motivations in the relationship. Mm-hmm. Is fear and jealousy.
Yeah,
you will poison that relationship because trust is something that's, if you don't got that in a relationship, then you don't have much of a relationship, I would say. So I know there are a lot of people that struggle with anxiety. That's not something that's necessarily been something I've experienced anxiety, but not to the extent I've heard of a lot of friends. But you have to be careful. If you can acknowledge that you struggle with anxiety, that's something that you should talk to a therapist about. But also, it's just something, as you see it with Riley and anxiety being at the wheel, it really compromised a lot of her values and the things that truly are important, like her friendships. Mm-hmm. And it kind of hurt those, and it didn't help her in the long run. So making your decisions based off of fear and anxiety Understanding that sometimes life is just going to happen. It's not necessarily about preventing bad things from happening, but making sure that you're prepared to respond correctly in those situations. Preparing yourself for the situations is important, but not trying to necessarily force outcomes. You know what I'm saying? It's about growing your personal, who you are as a person, to handle whatever situation arises.
Thanks for joining us for episode 2 of Jarvis Does Therapy. Shout out to whoever in the comments can tell me what episode was episode 1 of that.
I don't even remember at this point.
Basically, the rest of the plot of the movie ends up with Joy realizing that she can't be in control of everything ever, and but pushing through and trying to do what she believes is best is important. Going back, getting the core belief that Riley's a good person, and then finding a way back to Central by essentially flooding the entire brain with all of the rejected memories that end up bleeding into the core belief system.
Well, their journey to that spot with I thought was kind of neat was the flowing on the stream of consciousness.
Yeah.
Back to the backside of the brain where she put all the things she didn't like.
Mm-hmm. And she's like, oh, there's many more than I remember putting here.
Yeah, I think the sarcasm was super.
The sarcasm's a good bit.
Yeah, that was a good bit. I really like that.
A very good bit. Yeah.
So they get to the back of the brain
and get right back to the front.
Yeah, because anxiety destroys the
little tube.
Sadness stayed behind and went back to the headquarters so that she could bring him back through the ejection tube or whatever that was called.
The tube.
And anxiety destroyed it. When they found Sadness, they captured her, destroyed the tube, and then they got to the back and were
and when they got back, there was Riley was having an anxiety attack. So back in real life, she was trying to impress the coach of this new team that she found out was not impressed with her yet for some reason. Who knows?
Oh, well, she snuck out at night
and learned from the secret journal that the coach says she's not ready yet.
Yeah.
And so Riley was like, I know what to do. I'm going to stay up all night and think about how to do better, and then I'm going to score 3 points, more than anybody's ever done in one of these camps, and is a jerk about it, and ends up tripping up her friend Grace, and then getting put in the penalty box, and that's what causes her anxiety attack.
She also stole the puck from her teammate.
Yeah, which is a dick move.
Yeah. So
as we've established, and so Joy and the gang show back up during the middle of an anxiety attack, and all the other emotions are like, we don't know what to do, and so they try to pull that little new anxiety core belief off. Yeah, that does say that I'm not enough. That's the new core belief, and anxiety also got very anxious about that. It's also caused the whole attack in the first place. And so anxiety's just going around the console, just pushing every button over and over and over. And a
hurricane of anxiety, which from what I hear, that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
For those who struggle with
everything
anxiety.
At the same time happens all at once.
Yeah.
Everything, everywhere, all at once in the brain.
Yeah, that's bad.
Very bad. It was bad in the movie too, as we learned. In both of them. So. Joy's like, hey, I can't get this thing off. Or actually, no, they did get the thing off and then didn't stop anything. So Joy had to go into the anxiety attack and be like, hey, you need to let go. You need to just let go for a minute.
She's like, relax.
Yeah. And so anxiety lets go. Storm calms down. And then the core beliefs go kind of nuts. And nobody knows what to do because the core beliefs are just like scrolling through the emotions, just creating new different things for Riley. And Riley's freaking out. And so what does Joy do? Hugs. And that's the moral of the story.
Hugs fix everything, which is a truth that's undeniable.
Yeah.
Just like Ponyo will make your life better if you watch it.
Mm-hmm.
because that was a study.
Or the Last Jedi is bad.
It was garbage. Yeah, hot space garbage.
Hot space garbage. Yeah, so I did like what the movie was doing and how it was like, hey, maybe like having one core belief for yourself is not a great idea. It's like balance out your beliefs with the good and the bad. I also like the showing of the anxiety attack and the identity crisis that follows with it. It's like, who am I as a person if I'm not this, you know? And I thought that all of those things were pretty neat.
Yeah, I think it's important, you know, especially in younger teenage years where you're like, you know, your consciousness is becoming like, hey, you know, who am I? What values do I have as a person? Yeah, it's all. I think it was all very, you know, pretty accurate as far as like what, you know, a teenager would be going through. I think, you know, there was a lot of good things. I think in that moment where Riley was freaking out, it was her.
Yeah, it was her friends showing up and being like, hey, you cool?
Yeah, who noticed that she was
Good?
like having a very severe panic attack and kind of went in there and was like, hey, like, you all right?
And then, of course, it's a feel-good kids movie, so Riley makes the team or something or whatever. It's fine.
And you know what? This is like most Pixar movies are for kids for sure. But it has something for adults, unlike another movie that I watched recently that we talked about, I think.
Yeah? Which one?
If?
Oh. Yeah.
Which we may do that one.
We might. Possibly.
That movie didn't feel like it had anything for me as an adult. But, you know, whatever. This one did. And I think this was, you know, I don't think it broke any new barriers or, you know, things as far as movie goes.
Right.
Like I said, it was pretty beat for beat, the same as the first one.
Yeah.
But it was still good.
Yeah.
I still recommend it. You know what I mean?
I do.
When your feelings have feelings, you feel things. I felt some things.
I definitely did
in
too.
This movie.
Do you got any other fun, interesting things to talk about in the movie? I mean, like, it just came out, so it's kind of early to be like, this is the cultural importance about this movie and whatever.
The only thing that I was just kind of like, you know, what's kind of crazy is that they added all these new things. I guess it was just one of the things like, man, it's crazy we didn't see any of these other in the mom and dad. You know what I mean? We didn't see any of these other feelings. It was just the 4 original ones. Like, that was all that it was.
Well, I think it's either mom or dad's anxiety showed up for a moment afterwards.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was also a thing that I kept on seeing on the internet that was also prevalent for Inside Out 1, where people were reading way too into the movie. And
who would do that?
I don't know, man.
Who would read too much into a movie?
They were saying, like, well, dad's emotions are all male and mom's emotions are all female, but Riley's are male and female. And it was confirmed by some story writer at Pixar that it's just because Riley's the main character. It's not anything to read into. Yeah. It's not. They're not trying to do the thing that people are claiming where Disney's being too woke. Which I don't know if that would be too woke. It was very subtle if that's what they were doing.
I don't even know what the heck woke is or means. I think it's just a stupid word that people try to make as a negative thing, which
it's pretty woke of you.
I am become what I despise.
What a based take from Jarvis. Yeah, so it's, I mean,
classic Sigma male.
People look for the things that they want to look for in movies, and it's always happened. It always will. Yeah, it's. I mean, it's. Unfortunately, I don't feel like there's too much to say about the movie because Inside Out 1, like, it came out and that was incredible, phenomenal. And obviously this one's doing the same thing.
That Pixar did too. Which
Incredibles is also.
And I would say that The Incredibles 2 was better than Inside Out 2.
I would too, yeah. Yeah. Pixar is also pretty hit or miss with their sequels. The only things that I think that had like a consistent were good were the Toy Story movies.
Yeah.
I think all 4 Toy Story movies were good.
The Finding Nemo and Finding Dory movies were solid to me.
I wasn't that big a fan of Finding Dory. And I saw Finding Nemo way too many times.
She found her parents. I cried.
My sister, growing up, was so fascinated with Finding Nemo that it was quite literally put on repeat in her room.
Yeah.
Her room was right next to mine, and so I would just hear Finding Nemo at every point of of Finding Nemo specifically.
I bet you could quote the whole movie.
That one and Lilo and Stitch.
Oh yeah, Lilo and Stitch.
Those were her two favorites. yeah, you should spend more time with her. You get along.
Yeah, so Inside Out overall, I mean, what would we say as far as, like, should we talk about ratings now?
Oh, here's a cool little interesting fact that I learned before we do that.
Right now.
An early draft of the screenplay introduced the following new color-coded emotions: freedom, love, passion, and strength. And then it was replaced with anxiety, embarrassment, ennui, and envy. I don't know what freedom would have done in the movie. I don't.
Just been an American flag. Or
I don't
something?
know. See, my therapist gave me a feelings wheel, and I don't think freedom was one of the emotions on that one. So, a little interested to see what that is. Yeah. No, there's just a bunch of weird ones. Little facts that I'm getting from the IMDb page. Like the first trailer received 157 million online views in the first day, which is more than any of them I've ever gotten. Ennui is a French word that combines the feelings of tiredness and boredom.
I've been feeling a lot of tiredness and boredom the past couple of days.
Yeah.
I took off some time from work. Much needed relaxation, but pretty tired.
For the people who care, the Pizza Planet truck is seen as an origami figure near Joy's bedside. Just so you know, people care about that.
People do. Pizza Planet.
Pizza Planet is important.
If it was I wish it was a real place.
So yeah, I would rate this movie. That's like an 8. It's a good 8 out of 10.
Really?
Maybe 8.5.
Wow.
I almost cried in the movie, but it wasn't for the reason that that they wanted me to cry in the movie. Is like way in the beginning. And that was it.
I'm a little bit.
I will
harsher.
not elaborate.
I think I'm a little bit harsher on you than on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say 6.5, 7 out of 10 emotions.
But what about Pouchy? Pouchy doesn't bring it up any?
Not really. Bing Bong was better.
Bing Bong was better.
Bing Bong was much better than anything.
Bing Bong was much better.
Poor Bing Bong.
But Pouchy got violated by anger. Pouchy got violated by anger.
Yeah, that was uncomfortable for all of us.
It was a very fun scene. I did not anticipate that to happen.
Yeah, I just bring Bing Bong back. That guy was.
Bing Bong can't be brought back.
I know.
That's kind of his whole point.
I know.
That he's gone forever now.
He went out like a boss, though.
Yeah.
He did. He saved all of Riley by saving Joy.
Yeah.
So, and he did it while being forgotten forever.
So yeah, if you like this movie, subscribe to the channel. You should be doing that anyway. Let's be honest. You should be subscribing. We're getting new people. They're watching. And if you're one of them, you should subscribe because it helps. We're a small channel. Like, let me give the elevator pitch.
Okay.
We're a small channel, right? Views and subscribers, they mean a lot to us. More than it does to those big people. It's Cinema Sins, the other ones.
New rock stars.
They don't need it. They don't need it like we do. So if you could just, the thing that they do is it's on YouTube. It's 4,000 watch hours in a year and 1,000 subscribers. If you could help us get to both of those goals, that'd be great.
Yeah, I think as of right now, we're probably about. I think we're 3 subscribers away from 69 subscribers.
It's pretty cool.
Which will be
a pretty cool number.
Nice.
Yeah.
So we're getting there.
Yeah.
We definitely would be happy if you guys subscribed and liked and hung out with us and left some comments again. Like, we yearn to interact with you through the comments. Strongly desire to just kind of have conversations with you in the comment section about movies, about your takes, about what you like and don't like. We want to hear what movies you would like us to do next. We would like to hear your hot takes and your cold takes on
And every temperature in between.
yeah, and every temperature in between. That's what we want to. That's what we want. That's what full-time movie fans is about.
Inside Out 2, go watch it.
Yep, it's in theaters. Right now.
Yeah. As you're watching this, probably, unless it's like way later.
Yeah. If you haven't seen it and you watch this, whoops, sorry about all the spoilers, but
Yeah, you should definitely watch it first.
yeah. But again, you know, for those of you who just like to hang out, you not sure if you wanted to watch it, you just wanted to see what it was about. This is what it's about.
Yeah, from A to Z.
Yeah.
Bye now.
Hey, let me do the official.
Oh, okay.
Guys,
Bye now. Oh, sorry.
Bye. No, thanks for hanging out. Like and subscribe. Do all the YouTube things. You know what it is. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed our Inside Out 2 review. We hope your day is everything you dreamed of and more.
Hey. You look good over there.
Look real good.
We thought about sharing your kindness with others.
Share the love.
Maybe like the video. Click on that subscribe button. And show your friends.
Yeah, just touch it ever so lightly, that like button. Move over to the subscribe button. Maybe tap your keyboard just a little bit. Leave a comment. Bye.
That's it.